There is more to what she has done in her life. I mean, her life is full, of course, as anybody else's life, is full of mystery. But she's just unveiling to you a portion of that mystery that leads her to where she is right now. And for us to have a reason why we need to follow transformational speakers like her.
You know, I need to share something too with what you're saying, because in what I just shared, and when we look at the world of transformational leaders or celebrities, there's something I'm just getting, and I think it's real important to share if I can say this right now,
Sure.
and that is to really take away the specter of celebrity or leader or someone that you want to put on a platform or pedestal and look up to, and just know that we are all on the same plane. It doesn't matter if that person's up on stage and you're in the audience, or you're up on stage and they're in the audience. The more we can erase that for ourselves, whether you are a leader or you're someone right now who's working on what your expertise is and what your message is, and recognize that we are at our core all human. All this other stuff doesn't matter. So to really let that go and connect from that place, because I see so often how we all like celebrate and edify all these people around us, and to me it starts to create separation in a way. And I just think it's so important, and hopefully, I don't know, this is something I've just been processing, to know that, you know, for instance, I looked up to this gal who is just amazing, and I won't say her name, but she's a huge celebrity speaker or transformational leader, if we want to use those terms. No one would deny that, and well known, and written a number of best-selling books. She does huge work in Africa. And I looked up to her, and I just loved her, and I thought she was perfect too, because she must be perfect in order to be out there doing all this work. And I remember joining her in her car, and her car was a mess. And I'm going, how is her car messy? How is her car a mess? That must mean she's not perfect. That means she's a human. You know, this was like back in 2003 when I was just like exposed to all these people behind the scenes. And that's when I started to really get that, you know, it's not just that humanness and greatness can coexist, it just does. And the sooner we give ourselves permission to be great with flaws and all, or wherever we are right now and all, and know that this person you might look up to, they got their stuff going on too, it gets to, again, dissolve those walls so we can really just be connecting at the real place.
Lynn, you just shared to us really something very surprising. Honestly, I haven't heard that before from her. Of course, she has been speaking, and she has been saying a lot of motivational stuff on stage. But I think this time she's coming from the heart. This is something not about advertising her, you know, stuff, her speaking engagement or whatnot, but it's how she views what every transformational mentor should be, not just the celebrity. You know, forget about the celebrity, just be yourself, and, you know, just be authentic. So with that in mind, I would like to still make a follow-up question on that.
Sure. Yeah,
is that okay? I mean,
yeah.
We're talking about your journey as a woman, okay? Is it all right if I ask you if there's still some lingering pain?
Yes. Well, you know, I think
that bothers you, and
yeah.
And how is it helping you at this point?
Well, there's a good way to come on the other side of that question too, and so remind me to answer that part of it too. But the first part of it, it's what I've learned, because I used to think I'm the only one, but I've learned that I think inherently as women, we have a lot of issues around our worth, you know, our value. Just playing small, thinking we're not good enough, that is running underneath the surface, whether we're aware of it or not, and then we might even be aware of it. and do our best to work with it or dance with it or move past it or heal it. But so I think a lot of us deal with that, and that has been a huge life issue with me, and one I continue to work on. And I see areas of my life. I think a lot of us are in a reinvention period right now. And
sounds familiar.
and I am in a re-examination, reinvention period in my life too. And what I see, in order for me now to really truly go to this next level, and I would say for anyone, but I know I'm really in this inquiry myself right now, is to look at, okay, where have I been compromising myself? Where have I been justifying away certain aspects of my life? Where have I been playing small? What have I been ignoring? What has been calling to me that I've not been listening to or answering? And what will I no longer like shove it away, but go, okay, what is it? Look at it, dive into it, and now be willing to have the courage and know that I have the worth and the value to step into that. And so I'm in that process right now. Lingering pain, I still sometimes think, oh, what are people thinking of me? Yeah. Oh, they must be thinking XYZ. Yeah. I still sometimes get fear when it's time to go. It depends on the situation, but sometimes that comes up for me in speaking or intimidation around someone, let's say. You know, so I have all those little voices, oh, she's not good enough, or you're unattractive, or you're too old, it's too late. All these voices that go off in my head.
Oh my gosh.
You know?
So, I mean, friends, you see, you're not alone.
Okay? No, we all do. But
she's been on stage for several years. You're not alone, so guarantee, you know, we all have that.
But I will say that I feel like I've learned how to dance with them pretty well so that I don't let them completely crush my life, because they could if I let them become the default, you know, then I would.
There's a so-called cause. You want to be the cause, not the effect, you know, because if you just react, it's gonna ruin your world. But if you just become proactive and find out how, you know, what are the lessons of these pains, how is it going to help me? And that just brings out a transformation in you, right?
Oh, yeah. So which takes to the second part of your question. So what's the gift, or what was the good
helping
in that way? And for me, I think it gives me an incredible empathy for the people that I work with or see. I can just see and know what's going on and can laser right in, because I have had and still have at times so much of that myself. And so I can feel like I can completely understand and connect, and whatever that might be for the other person.
See, that's how every mentor connect. It has you really have to experience the same pain or the same experience, because that's the only way you really can connect. That's the only way you can communicate, because then now you have your own story to tell. That's why now we are allowing her to tell her story, so that you will know that at any point in your life that you experience what she has experienced or is experiencing, it's still all right.
That's right.
What is important is that you are okay. Right?
Yes. Right? Well, Joseph Campbell, do you know about Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey?
Yes.
If you don't, go out and read Joseph Campbell, read all about the hero's journey, which is, he just explores what's the common thread in myths, what's the story you see in human life. And the hero's journey, it is not just, okay, well, it'll make us stronger, we learn when something happens. Because I used to look back and go, gosh, what if that hadn't happened? I'd be so much further along, or I would have enjoyed my life so much more, or whatever, that I might have some regret or guilt, and then I realized, oh my gosh, thank God it happened, because all of that has led me up to now. All of that has shaped me into who I am, and it's part of that hero's journey.
Right.
So when we really just not begrudge the circumstance, or begrudge how we reacted to the circumstance, or whatever ways that showed up, but embrace it all exactly as it happened, and love it, and now be in the place where we are now, and now from all that and what we've learned from it, now what choices will we make and move forward.
She's talking about the hero's journey, and at one point in her life, she had a hero's journey. And I think you are ready to hear about that journey. That is when she went to Sudan. And this is one kind of story I never heard from her before, but I was just kind of curious to hear about it. So I told her to give me like a real quick bird's eye view of what the story is all about. So tonight she's here with us. She's going to share a part of that story, the pain she went through, and what led her there, and what it made out of her from the journey. Because that is what we always enjoy about the journey. It's all about us being able to come out of a pain or a journey alive.
Take my heart and make it strong again. You're simply the best.